Right, we're away in a anti-fascist march today. Hopefully no right-wingers turn up. If you're watching this, please subscribe, like and subscribe to the channel, and we can make more videos then. So let's get on our way to the march. Thinking about it, I don't know much about this, but it could be just a protest or a anti-protest demonstration, something like that. So it might not be a march, but if it is a march, we'll follow it all the way. So that's the Watermill Hotel where the demonstration is going to take place. That is one of the Paisley mills. It's run by goats. Goats got the sun. River Cart. There's a few people there already. Yeah, not a great amount of people here, but the people that are here have got to be commended. Refugees welcome. Death to fascism. Agree with that totally. There we are. Some dress for the occasion. Right there, aye. And the guy for the socialist worker, how you doing?
I'm not bad.
I've sold that in the past as well. Then I went over to Militant, I was selling the Militant in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Aye. But aye. So, what's your name, by the way?
I'm Ken.
Paul.
Not
Alright, man.
Paul.
You don't mind me putting that, do you?
This is a nice kind of I'm an organisation, I'm a union. We're going to stand up here against the fascists. In case you're fighting.
You need to stand up against fascism, because that's what happened in Germany. They didn't stand up to it. And then look what happened. And you're like saying Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson and all them. You know, if they're let them just spout their rubbish, people start latching on and blaming everybody but who they should be blaming, which is the governments.
All they do is pick a scapegoat.
Aye.
And we try to be here united.
Aye.
And the biggest unit we can, regardless of politics,
Aye.
say no. You're not doing it.
Aye. It's divide and rule. Divide and rule. If you're a government and you're not doing what you should be doing as a government, and people are going, well, why am I getting any money? Why is this? Why have I not got a house? Oh, it's their fault over them, over there. And people go, all right, let's blame them. And that deflects it away from the real culprits.
Exactly.
Aye.
Always blame the weakest part. The 30s and British people. And the 70s and 80s, it's Asian and black people. Now they're blaming people who are playing war, famine, epidemic, and a lot of that has been caused by, oh yes, much better than America.
Aye.
And France.
Well,
You know?
there was something I saw the other day and I totally agreed with it, and it said that I've got more in common with a refugee coming on a boat or a guy or a Muslim train driver, you know, than I have with Rees Mogg or Boris Johnson. You know, I've got more in common with them than I have with them too. You know. Anyway, got you a camera, nice talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
Got a press here. It looks like professional.
Take pictures, they take part.
Aye.
Yes, guys.
Aye.
Can we ask you to get to that side because we're all going to try and get a shot of you all together?
Aye, alright. Liam Tomlinson and Jim Tree from the Falls. You recognise that song, don't
Yes, sir.
You can see there's a massive police presence. But I don't think we're expecting any right wingers. I was going to ask you if you're dug bikes, so she no with that one. Lovely looking dog though, eh?
She's got this big angel.
Aye. That's what they say. My pal's got a dog similar, and he says it's a big pussycat, really. You know.
People think like a big dog, you make look a big.
Aye, well.
They think you'd say big dog, I think you're but no, it's a big angel, a big itchy face.
Aye.
Hi everyone, we're going to be starting the rally relatively soon. I'd ask everyone to come to this side, if you can please. We want everybody to get together in one big mass. Thank you very much.
Go see you.
I'll catch you before you go. That's going to be
Good to see the Socialist Workers' Party here. I think they might be the organisers. They're the organisers. A lot of them here.
Long time. Cover yourself.
Was it Socialist Workers that organised this?
Stand up to radio.
Oh, was it? Stand Up to Racism. It was organised by Stand Up to Racism.
Hello, if you are a steward for the event, can you come nearer to me so we can just have a quick briefing of what's going to happen today?
Young Dogs Against Racism. I don't think this is still a bad turnout, really. It shows people, and it will be in the papers and on the telly. Shows people, everybody wants a Lisa Tommy Robinson rather in the streets from Greece or Spain or whatever it is he stays now. People from every ethnicity, whatever, are welcome in Scotland. Like most people, you get a few agents that have got no education. They might have an education but they've no intelligence, and they start blaming certain groups of people for their ills when it's governments you should be blaming, especially the Tory government for the last 14 years in the UK.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's ever go back there?
Henry.
If this was the close to the watermill, I would have called this the Watermelon Hotel. Oh, refreshing. Right there, how you doing? Oh, justice for Sheikh Bio.
That was terrible what happened to that lad, wasn't it?
I've not read it all, to be honest, so I don't know much
It's
about
been
it.
on the telly quite a lot. He was running about the Kirkintilloch way, no Kirkintilloch, Kirkcaldy. And you actually saw the police, he was on drugs, and you saw the police getting right at him, kicking him. And the boy died, and his family had been fighting for years and years. And of course, it's keeping on.
I did remember something about that.
Yeah, when you saw it, it was so sad. You know, you probably did. It's been going on for a long while. They just handed me that and I thought, well, I know what they're talking about, so I was happy to take it.
Well, it's a good wee poster. I'll draw a light, I'm going to put it on there and put it on my channel.
You and your own as well?
That's my wee cushion.
Oh, yeah. So on Facebook, we're not together. My friend Trish, she helps asylum seekers.
That's a good thing about things like this, you know, you do meet people and all that, and you know, you do friends in it, you know.
My mum would like to have come across her, but she's like in good health, but she was told her I was coming, she was like, actually I just really like to come with me, just trying to keep track of the mail and all, but no doubt.
Yeah. Far right is not welcome in Paisley, or even Scotland, I would say. Another guy here. Another guy here with a good sense of judgment.
Yeah, like 4 dudes trapped in the
I like your t-shirt, it's a cracker.
Like my friend.
It's a cracker, that is,
How relevant now, isn't it?
Aye, aye.
Loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it louder, say it clearer.
Refugees are welcome here.
Friends, there's very few things that I think are more beautiful than a Friday night in Paisley. Seeing so many people today lining the streets to stand up to racism is a sight to behold. We're here tonight to stand up to racism, to say no to Islamophobia, to say no to anti-Semitism, and to say that the far right are not welcome on our streets. But most of all, refugees are always welcome in Renfrewshire. And Nazis are never, ever welcome in Renfrewshire. My name's Ross, I'm going to be chairing along with Katie. We're both members of Stand Up to Racism Renfrewshire. I'm a Unite member, factory worker in the manufacturing branch in the west of Scotland. Katie's a leading member in the University and Colleges Union at UWS. But before we bring any speakers in, I just want to talk about the context of tonight. This is going to be a static and peaceful demonstration against the efforts of local far-right forces who are trying to mobilise to intimidate refugees being housed in this hotel. Some of us have had the misfortune to deal with these people before. They campaigned in Erskine for a number of months. They have a previous record of mobilising anti-refugee protests. And while some of you might not have seen many of this information about their protest publicly. They've got private networks and private channels that they've used in the past, and we believe they're using tonight to mobilise a demonstration tonight. And our goal is to stop them assembling peacefully with the mass of people here tonight who oppose racism. If the far right do turn up, and I think they will, our main objective is to drown them out. Let's show them that we are the majority. Let's show them that we are the majority and their hate has no place in our streets. If they don't appear tonight, which to be honest they've got a track record of shitting it when we mobilise in force, it's still a very, very important demonstration. It was a stake in the ground. It shows that the anti-racist and the trade union movement is on the front foot, and that any time racists will try and mobilise in Paisley, we will be there to stop them every single time. So to make sure this demonstration is as peaceful as possible and everyone keeps safe, including the refugees inside the hotel, we've got a number of experienced stewards wearing yellow bibs around. If you have any issues or any concerns around safety, please grab a steward and speak to them. Likewise, if the police try and speak to you, please refer them on to a steward. And we're glad as well that we've got scalp legal observers here tonight who are going to help make sure the police don't overstep the line and follow the law, and they'll give you advice about your rights in regards to the police. But before our first speaker, I think we'll do a few more chants. So we'll try it again. Say it loud, say it clear!
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it loud, say it clear!
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it louder, say it clearer!
Refugees are welcome here!
I'd like to welcome our first speaker, who's a well-known face in Paisley. He's an ex-president of Asylum, retired lecturer, and he's also a key member of Paisley for Palestine. Please welcome John Kelly.
Thank you very much, Ross. I have to say I'm overwhelmed with the fabulous turnout here in Paisley. Paisley says, "No Nazis in our streets." I'm here this evening to offer solidarity and support to our friends in this hotel, to all of the residents and staff of the Watermill Hotel. We stand with you in solidarity. I'm going to be brief for a change. I have to leave early to meet my wife, and if I'm late, I'm in deep, deep shit. So, I'm going to see Heaven 17 over in the Town Hall, famed for singing a song a long time ago, appropriately called "We Don't Need That Fascist Groove Thing." That'll be your biggest hit tonight. How appropriate, and a coincidence which tells us something as we stand in front of this hotel, whose residents have been threatened by far-right thugs. Why? Because they are here. They're threatened because someone somewhere likes to think of them as being different in some way. Because someone somewhere sees racism as a useful tool. I'm here representing Paisley for Palestine, but also as a Christian and as a socialist. These things are relevant to what I'm about to say. Paisley for Palestine seeks to raise awareness of the plight of the Palestinian people, and in particular stands with the people of Gaza and the West Bank, who are under incessant attack and subject to slaughter and genocide as we stand here tonight. We all know that the poison of racism lies at the heart of much of what the Palestinians are subjected to by the Zionist forces. Please support Paisley for Palestine in any way you can, including our rally in Johnston tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. But tonight we are here to confront racism, bigotry and hatred, which has been targeted towards people in our own town. I would urge us all to say it loud and say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here!
And that we are rejecting racism. We are rejecting the far right. We are rejecting the Nazis who seek to intimidate, threaten and attack you in this hotel. I was at a church service this morning which commemorated St. Teresa of the Cross, also known as St. Edith Stein. a woman who was murdered in the Nazi gas chambers in Auschwitz. Another coincidence which tells us something tonight. Fascism is an ideology which seeks to breed hatred, which seeks to create division, which seeks to oppress groups which it identifies as other. We are here tonight to do the exact opposite of that. We are here to oppose fascists, Nazis, hard-right thugs, whatever you might call them. Fucking hell! We are here to overcome hatred with hope, show solidarity instead of bigotry, be united with the residents and staff of this hotel, who we hope to consider as our friends, who we hope to offer refuge in our community, and tonight, who we hope to offer safety and assurance that the people of Paisley and its surrounding districts welcome you. I'd like to say just a few words about what's been happening across Britain in the past week or so. I read much of this today in The Guardian, written by Zara Sultana, and I agree with an awful lot of this. While online disinformation and secretive social media channels have had a huge impact on invigorating and encouraging Nazi thugs to crawl out onto our streets, let's be clear, this explosion of far-right violence has been decades in the making. While Yaxley Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, and his thugs are its immediate instigators, much of Britain's political and media class is complicit in laying the groundwork for this eruption of hatred. The reality is that racism isn't a bottom-up expression of popular discontent, but it's a top-down project propagated by people in positions of power. Just think about how the billionaire-owned right-wing press drip-feeds hatred into British politics, splashing fear-mongering headlines across the newspapers. Islamist plotters in schools across the UK, the Daily Telegraph. 1 in 5 Brit Muslims sympathise with jihadis, the Sun. Migrants sparking housing crisis, the Daily Mail. Or think how conservative politicians normalise far-right rhetoric, dehumanising people and spreading hate. From One Nation conservatives such as Cameron, who as the Prime Minister described migrants as a swarm, to the likes of Suella Braverman, who as Home Secretary said there was a migrant invasion. Rishi Sunak's Stop the Boat slogan is now a far-right chant. And Robert Jenrick, despicable character that he is, said that the police should immediately arrest people shouting Allahu Akbar on the streets. The Arabic phrase meaning God is great. The equivalent of a Christian saying Hallelujah. So let's be clear, the recent boiling over from the far right has been hugely influenced by Cameron, by Sunak, by May, by Musk. We need to stand up to this. We need to stand up to racism. We need to make it clear that refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. And finally, here's a wee line from the gig that I'm about to go to. Here's a chorus line which goes, brothers, sisters, we don't need that fascist groove thing. Brothers, sisters, we don't need that fascist groove thing. I can't sing, you mate. Sisters, we don't need that fascist groove thing. Thank you in solidarity, everyone here. Just before I go, wait a minute, I forgot. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock in Johnston, in Houston Square, that's tomorrow morning, we'll have speeches of politicians, trade unionists, anti-racist, anti-Zionist, an oncologist who's been working out in Gaza, some poetry, and the fabulous Kitty, Scottish jazz vocalist of the year last year. Please join us in the square in Johnston. Show solidarity with the people of Gaza. Stand up to racism. Solidarity!
Thank you so much, John.
That is really, really important. So let's not tar the media all with one brush. I really want to make that point. The other thing I want to say, is my second last point, I promise, is the joy of resistance and communities coming together. Because the other side of what we witnessed in the last few days has been the coming together of communities to clean up the mess that fascism and racism and Islamophobia has left behind. We shouldn't have to do that. Of course we shouldn't have to do that. But when called to do so, we will. And that is really, really important. And then finally, again, on behalf of UCU, the trade union, thank you for showing up. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for ignoring the bots and being a bit mindful of the weather as well. But let's turn up again tomorrow morning, Glasgow, 11 o'clock, George Square. I think it could be a little bit livelier tomorrow in the heart of Glasgow, so let's be careful about that. Let's be mindful of ourselves, how we go about our business. But one last con, let's repeat it again. Schmiert Fascismo! Schmiert Fascismo! Schmiert Fascismo! Thank you, Panikitut.
Hi everybody, I'm only going to be very brief, but I'm delighted to be here in front of so many people with the same mindset. I'm here because I believe in justice and peace. And the asylum seekers, those 64 boys in there, came to our country looking for justice and peace. And that's all they want, and they deserve everything that the same as us. And as they would greet you, the first thing they would say to you is, Salam alaikum. Peace be with you. So peace be with all of us. And let's learn to live with one another. I'm speaking to everybody who knows it. But on a Monday, along with some people from St. Charles Church and St. George's Church, we meet the boys. We have something to eat with them. We give them anything they need, shoes, clothes. Just speak with them. They are lovely, lovely young men. And they came from dreadful conditions. They've lost families, they've lost everything. And they came seeking peace and justice. So let's try and give them that. And down with violence and racism and all the other horrible, horrible things. Let's live in love and live in justice and peace. Here, here. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. I'm proud to be here today with all of you, standing shoulder to shoulder with our friends, our brothers and sisters who have fled wars, persecution, climate breakdown, to create a new life here.
Celtic for Palestine.
Shoulder to shoulder with all of you in resistance against fascism, and to show fascists that they will never be welcome on our streets or anywhere in Scotland. We defeated fascists in Campbell Street. We beat them in the 30s, the 50s, the 70s.
That's what we do, mate.
We resist them today, and they will lose. Fascists have always lost. But comrades, let's remind ourselves why we are here, why this has happened, why the conditions have been created for fascists to terrorise our friends and our neighbours. Britain is in the grip of stochastic terrorism. In other words, fire starters that strike the match and run away from the flames that they have created. While Tommy Robinsons of the world sawn up in Cyprus, while our neighbours are being terrorised by far-right
Identity is like this very detailed.
In their plush TV offices and in their corporate boardrooms will spread misinformation. They will use that misinformation to encourage these race riots.
That was cracking, Jen. Thank you so much. I think it's a message that we have to shout loud and clear tonight. that unity is the way forward. No matter your background, where you're from, your gender or your sexuality, your trade union, your political affiliation, whatever it is, we unite to defeat fascists, and that's what we're doing tonight. People representing groups from all over Glasgow and Paisley and further abroad, you know, coming together to fight fascism. Our next speaker is Declan Welsh, who's been a late addition to our programme, but very, very welcome. So give it up for Declan Welsh, please.
Hello, I'll keep this short and sweet. It is a genuine pleasure to see so many people turn out like this, and I think that we should all be heartened by that. But I think what we need to realise is that we're fighting against a small minority of people for the soul of everyone else. And so everything that we do has to be aware of the fact that there is a space vacated by the organised left. It is not the fault of the organised left, but we have not done enough to win the hearts and minds of people. And so we need to think about our strategy. And that strategy has to be providing stuff to people in working communities, and so that they realise that this fucking bullshit that they get sold 24/7 by the media is a lie to them. It is nonsense. I have worked with refugees of the age that is targeted. They are boys of 18, 19 that have come over, having lost family members in war, having lives that are difficult, coming over here, and the fact that they are made to be scared now should not just shame the fascists, they should shame every fucking one of us and tell us that we need to do more.
In Bolton, I've always viewed our diverse cultures as a strength, and it's heartbreaking to see that not everyone agrees with that. If the fash saw me and my white partner walking down the street, I know it would be me who's told to go back home, even though I was born in the UK and my partner is from Norway. The far right have a warped version of reality, but I can't blame them. After years of the establishment and the media using inflammatory language designed to divide us and fight each other instead of the wealthy and the powerful. This was why we stood with our asylum seeker and refugee siblings. We sought to build bridges despite language barriers. We played games and shared food, danced the dabka, and except for the racist, I do miss our Sundays a lot. As we mourn for the lives lost in Southport, we must mourn for every victim of gender-based violence. This is something the terrorists that we've seen recently neglect to do. Instead, they decide to cause further harm and hurt to people of peace, who, like everyone else, they just want to live their day to day.
I've spent many a weeks in Erskine standing outside the Erskine Bridge Hotel, which is now the Muta Hotel. We stood out there opposing racists, opposing the fascist parties of Patriot Alternative and then Homeland. We did that because it had to be done. And we stood out in the rain, the snow, the wind, the sun, the ice, and that was just one day because it was Scotland, let's be fair here. But a lot of people have praised me for what I did, and I don't think I did very much, because I lived in Erskine. I'm an Erskine resident, I've lived there my entire life, I grew up there, and my parents didn't teach me to hate people. They didn't tell me to hate people because they looked different, or because they spoke a different language, or because they came from a different place. No, we're all brothers and sisters, we're all here, and we're equal. But the hatred we've seen online, the misinformation, the lies spread by Tommy 10 Names, or whatever he wants to go by now, that's clearly showing what they want to do. We have had years of austerity, years of cuts, years of basically underinvestment in public services and health, the councils, you name it. And those years have led to people being angry because they feel that things aren't the way they should be or the way they were. But let's be clear here. It's not the boys in the hotel, the families in the hotel, it's not the people fleeing wars, it's not the people fleeing violence that are causing these problems. We are one of the richest countries in the world. 1% have so much that the rest of us have so little. And what we need to do is make sure we redistribute the wealth. If we make sure that even if we take 10% of what the 1% have, imagine what we could do for public services. Imagine what we could do for our communities. And that's why we're here and that's why we stand. The far right want to divide us. They want us to be against each other. I say no. I say let's stand together. Let's stand as one. Thank you.
Example that trickle-down economics doesn't work.
Our next speaker
is
a true working class fighter. She's a college lecturer and she's currently on strike for fair pay.
Thank you, Ross. And I have to agree that I can't think of a better way to stay a Friday night than in Paisley, don't I? I'm for Glasgow, I'm for Postle Park, and it is filling my heart with joy. I absolutely will say I can't think of anywhere else. I would rather be this evening in Scotland. Look around you, smile at one another, praise one another, get your banners up in the air, wave the flags. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, We're love against hatred. We're against division. And we will not take any lecturers for the Daily Mail, for Nigel Farage, for Tommy Robinson, or any little Nazi about how to defend our communities and our people who live in there and who live there. Wherever we are in Scotland, tell me, when you look around, have you ever stood up for your neighbour? Have you ever fought for decent pay in your workplace? Have you ever campaigned for community centres, for nurses' pay, for health service, for the post office? Yes, you have. So we take no lectures for any Nazi, whether they be a platform of millions or the dream of being a big dragon turning himself for the small worm. I thought last week I'd never unsee the attempted murder of families by fascists in the UK in 2024, and I still think I'll never unsee it. But what it has done over the last few days is made all of us sit up and take notice and show by our action, by our deeds, by our networks, by what we do tonight and what we do tomorrow in Glasgow and what we do in our workplaces, in our communities and in our closes and at the bus stop and in the shops over the coming weeks, to say we are the many, they are the few. I'm going to say it. We are Paisley. Who are they? Nobody. Paisley is anti-fascist, anti-racist, standing up for its communities. And I'm a striking college lecturer, and it really, that's what I tell you, it makes me sick to my back teeth.
We have more dogs against fascism. That's what I like to see.
I'm sure you'll all agree with me that the photos from Wednesday night of the peaceful anti-racist demos across England were incredible to see. And that feeling of overwhelming fear, hopelessness is starting to set in. Across the country, we showed a united cause against fascism, against racism, against...
I do not know how to express my gratitude to everyone in this town in Paisley right now, because the majority of you are non-Muslims here, and you're standing with us regarding of our faith, our religion, our background, our ethnicity, our skin. And I don't really understand in 21st century, in 2024, that a particular group of people running around on the streets of England, Northern Ireland and other cities looking for a Muslim, to attack a Muslim or a brown person. And I tell you this, I have debated this for many, many years. All my years here in Scotland, 25 years nearly. And I know some of my colleagues from the very first day, when I arrived 3 o'clock in the morning in Glasgow as a refugee sent by David Blanket to Glasgow because London was full. And I was so fortunate that I ended up, although this is not Glasgow.
It's coming down now, and people are still here. And there's some wonderful speakers on here today, tonight, this evening. Big march and big demonstration in Glasgow tomorrow. And also Paisley against fascism. Paisley for Palestine, Paisley for Palestine at Johnston tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I'm undecided which one I want to go to now. I spoke to John Kelly earlier and told him I'd be going to Johnston, but I might end up in Glasgow. Can't be two places in the same time.
A lot of my colleagues here in this hotel are from Afghanistan. I know I work with them here in this hotel. I represent them with the solicitors. Afghanistan, the war in Afghanistan was launched by Britain and America. When you say that the solution for refugee, you have to launch, few wars. You don't have to invade many countries. When you bomb a country, killing millions of people and displacing millions of innocent people, people have to come to this country. Refugees are the direct product of the British imperialist and American imperialist wars.
Look at the state of Afghanistan. Look at the state of Iraq. Again, people from Paisley and around Scotland and Britain, when we were telling the war criminal Tony Blair that the war in Iraq was illegal and they killed 1 million Iraqis, displaced the entire population. When we were telling them the war in Libya was illegal, another war criminal, David Cameron, went along with others, invaded Libya, and now Libya has 3 governments. When we were telling them wars, 3 militaries killing innocent people, as the speaker said, the rich making on private jets, where do we go? When you promise, you have to take moral responsibility. When you destroy our ports, you have to take moral responsibility and take asylum seekers in. In the bulk of asylum seekers being in the system,
than trying to scapegoat people who are fleeing wars, which quite often have been conducted by Britain themselves, including previous Labour governments like Tony Blair. That's where we should point the finger. As far as I'm concerned, people like Farage, actually Lenin, Elon Musk, and others of that ilk deserve to be jailed.
Another dog against fascism. That's what we like to see.
That's why we're here.
It's amazing how many people brought their dogs. Hello. Oh, it's all right, it's all right. There we go. I'm friendly, I'm friendly. There you go.
Not on our streets, not in our workplaces, not in our universities, you are not welcome here.
A lovely looking dog, that. Lovely looking dog. That's nice. Most dogs are when you bring them up right. It's like children. Bring them up right, they turn out all right. Bring them up to 8 people, they turn out like that one. So apparently there's 300 of us here. This is a good turnout for Paisley, considering that there's a lot of things happening this weekend.
What has happened over the last few decades has been a deliberate process of austerity that has completely decimated the communities and our public services that we rely on. Just today, they announced the results of school students, which has seen a further divide between the rich and the poor in Scotland, of those being able to go on and get a university degree if they wanted to. And by the way, in our university over the road, we face 10% cut this year in our university grant from the Scottish Government.
Just a couple of speakers coming up to finish. Next up, I'm going to invite Matt Dobson from the Socialist Party.
Comrades, brothers and sisters, as we stand here today, there are tens of thousands of anti-fascist, anti-racists in Belfast outside the City Hall, outnumbering the far right 10-1. And just a few days ago we saw 10,000 on the streets of Walthamstow, thousands on the streets of Southampton, of Sheffield, driving the far right off the street. What's more powerful than social media, what's more powerful than racist politicians, is a conversation with your workmate on the picket line or in the workplace, facing common misery with a common struggle. I'm a member of Socialist Party Scotland, and I would say today that we should have a think about the political struggle going forward.
I don't think I can. My bananas come from Ecuador and my laptop's from Taiwan. I can't go back to living like it's 1953 with holidays in the pouring rain and lordy mash for tea. I fucking hate the midges. I don't like iron brew. I'm not a fan of haggis, and Bucky makes me spew. My groceries are Deutsch. My workmate's Pakistani. 3 cheers for immigration. Go back the way. We canny.
This is the one thing today I hadn't really prepared for. But I just want to thank everyone coming out today. When we saw everything happen in England, the fear, the horror that many communities would have felt, and the sense that the storm was breaking, the fascists were coming and they were going to attack here, filled me full of dread. And on Tuesday when we called this, I didn't know what type of response we were going to get, and I'm so happy that everyone came out today to say no to racism. Refugees are welcome, they will continue to be welcome, and we will build, we will fight, and we will create a mass anti-racist movement in Renfrewshire, in Glasgow, the whole of Scotland and Britain. Say it clear!
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it louder, say it clearer!
Refugees are welcome here!
Thank you, everyone.
I think it's getting lifted. Just dropped it away.
We are many, they are few, we are Paisley, who are you? We are many, we are Paisley, we are Paisley, we are many, we are Paisley, we are many, we are Paisley, we are Paisley, we are many.
Just wanted that all getting moved on. Off you go, cheerio. So welcome here. Well, it was a successful gathering of anti-fascist people from Paisley and Glasgow, and we had quite a day. So, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of the content, then please like and subscribe and share the fuck out it. Thank you very much.